What's up, Tailgaters? My name is Tailgate Nate. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time, but I took the holidays off to go spend time with family and friends. I hope you guys had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I hope that you had a great holiday season. But now we're getting into the end of college football season, and this weird 2020 season is coming to a close. And today I'm going to be giving you my college football playoff and New Year's Six predictions. These are six of the biggest games. These six biggest games, besides the national championship, that happened during the college football season. These are going to be absolutely fantastic games just by the look of them. I'm going to start with the New Year's Six predictions, and then we're going to move into the college football playoff predictions. So let's go ahead and start previewing and predicting these games. We're going to start with the game that's happening tomorrow, Wednesday, December 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. It's the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. The Oklahoma Sooners, who are Big 12 champs, are going to be facing the Florida Gators, who were the SEC runner-up. Oklahoma is the 3.5-point favorite and might be thinking Florida clearly should be favored in this game, and I would agree with you. But the odds makers don't see it that way because Florida had Kyle Pitts opt out, and they also had Trayvon Grimes opt out. Now, they still have Kadarius Toney, who is a great receiver out there for the Florida Gators. And, of course, they still have Kyle Trask. And in my opinion, Oklahoma played a really sloppy second half against Iowa State. Now, I know that seems like forever ago. It was pretty much forever ago. It was only about a week ago, though. But yeah, again, it was only about like a week and a half ago, but Oklahoma did play a really sloppy second half. Florida gave Alabama a good fight. And I mean, this game is going to be a lot of fun to watch. You see that their over and under is 68. Again, all lines and odds are as of recording this video. Both of these teams are really, really good offensively. Whichever defense can step up and make some plays, I think has a better shot of winning this game. But I also think quarterback play is going to be absolutely enormous here, especially on the Florida side with Kyle Trask, because you do have Kyle Pitts and Trayvon Grimes opting out. When you look over here at the Oklahoma side, Spencer Rattler, he's only a freshman, and he had a bad first 3 weeks, but as the season's gone on, Spencer Rattler's gotten better and better. But in my opinion, Kyle Trask is the better quarterback, and I think that Florida has the better playmakers on defense. I think they're going to be able to come back and win this game. Now, Florida was originally favored to win, and then with the opt-outs, now it's Oklahoma being the favorite. But in my opinion, I do think Florida is the all-around better team. I don't see this as a mismatch. I see it being pretty close, but I do have Florida winning the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. 7-2, ninth-ranked Georgia Bulldogs, who were the runner-up in the SEC East, didn't make it to the SEC championship game this year, yet they find themselves favored by 7 points over Cincinnati. Cincinnati, you saw, they just kept dropping in the rankings. They really had no chance to reach the college football playoff, but as an undefeated Group of 5 champion here, they are that Group of 5 champion that is able to get into the New Year's Six. I think this is going to be a very interesting game. A lot of people are picking Georgia. A lot of people aren't giving Cincinnati much of a shot. I'm giving Cincinnati quite a good shot here to beat Georgia. Now, I know Georgia does look like a different team with JT Daniels at quarterback. Not ever whoever Stetson Bennett is. When they put JT Daniels in, Georgia started to play better. But Georgia's had a lot of games canceled recently because of COVID. They just haven't gotten on the field in a long time, while Cincinnati has tried to fight to get onto the field just to play a game against Tulsa, and they did it. It was a great game. Came down to a field goal. Cincinnati ended up winning that one. I really, truly am happy for Cincinnati as a man from Ohio myself. Again, what's going to come down in this game is, I think, again, the quarterback play. I think both these teams have really, really good defenses. Cincinnati's defense is arguably probably even the best in Group of 5, if not better than half of the Power 5 teams or more. One of the better defenses in the country, while Georgia is just known for having a good defense. But Georgia's kind of struggled this year, especially offensively. but I don't know that Cincinnati is going to have the talent to be able to match up against Georgia, which is why I am picking the Georgia Bulldogs to win this game. Cincinnati, I think, has a great shot to win, and I would love to see Cincinnati win this game. I want Cincinnati to prove me wrong. I want Cincinnati to win, but I'm telling you, I don't think that Cincinnati, especially on offense, is going to have that firepower that Georgia has on defense. That matchup right there, Cincinnati's offense against Georgia's defense, that is going to be a very, very competitive matchup. You're going to see that go back and forth all game long, I feel like. And I just feel like Georgia's defense is going to be able to come out on top more time than Cincinnati's offense. Both these teams, again, extremely talented, but Georgia, in my opinion, just got the better defense. I give the win to the Bulldogs. Move on to the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. The Iowa State Cyclones, the comeback fell just short against the Oklahoma Sooners, yet they do find themselves the 4-point favorite against the Pac-12 champion Oregon Ducks, who really have also kind of struggled this year. Not the same Oregon Ducks team that we thought they were going to be, but regardless, they still find themselves in a New Year's Six Bowl. This game is on Saturday, January 2nd at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. This, to me, is close. It's not as close as the previous two games because I feel like Iowa State has looked like one of the best teams in the country this year. Yes, you see their record 8-3. Yes, the committee says, hey, we like this team. But that loss to Louisiana was in the first week of the season. Brock Purdy has felt off, but I mean, hey, I gotta pat myself on the back here a little bit. I called Breece Hall being one of the better running backs in all of America. He's the leading rusher in America right now, and I think it's a big reason why Iowa State is in this position. But Iowa State's defense has also improved tremendously. The defense has just played so well this year when it needs to. They don't look like the stereotypical Big 12 defense. They look like a very, very solid defense. And on the Oregon side of things, again, I already said it, they struggled a little bit, but they were able to handle USC. Who actually opted out of playing in a bowl game, but they were still able to handle USC, and they were able to fight off their comeback efforts in that game. Iowa State finds themselves the 4-point favorite, over and under 57.5. So expected a decent amount of scoring in this game, but I'm picking Iowa State for the reasons that I just said. Breece Hall is an absolute machine. Brock Purdy, when he's on his game, is one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Iowa State's defense has improved so much. Although, when you look at all the major categories, a lot more sways in favor of Iowa State than it does to Oregon. Iowa State has looked like a great team this year. I think they're going to be able to continue that here in the Fiesta Bowl, and I don't think they're going to come up short like they did against Oklahoma. Iowa State wins the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Now, the last New Year's Six game we're going to preview before we get into the playoff. Texas A&M Aggies, a lot of people feel like they got snubbed from a playoff spot. And I know Jimbo Fisher definitely feels like the Aggies got snubbed from a playoff spot. The runner-up in the SEC West. While you look at North Carolina, hey, third place in the ACC. Very good showing for North Carolina this year. They are not quite the team that we thought they were going to be this year, but North Carolina still not a bad team overall. This game is going to be on Saturday, January 2nd as well. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN is the Capital One Orange Bowl. Texas A&M finds themselves the 6.5-point favorite with that over and under being 65.5. This is going to be an offensive showdown. You have Kellen Mond on one side, you have Sam Howell on the other side, and you have playmakers surrounding both of those quarterbacks. And in my opinion, North Carolina's offense is maybe a tad bit better than Texas A&M's offense, but where this game is going to come down to is the defense. Who can win the defensive side of the ball? And in my opinion, that's going to be Texas A&M. I feel like Texas A&M has the better defense. I feel like they're going to be able to stop North Carolina's offense more than North Carolina's defense is going to be able to stop Texas A&M. And I think the most important thing that's going to drive Texas A&M in this game, by the way, I am picking Texas A&M if you couldn't already tell, but what I think is going to drive Texas A&M to win this game is the fact that they feel like they got snubbed, the fact that they feel like they should be in the playoff, the fact that they feel like they are one of the 4 best teams in the country. They're going to come out with a statement to prove look the committee dead in the eye and say, hey, we belong in the college football playoff. I feel like this game is going to be decently close, but I do think Texas A&M is going to be able to win the Capital One Orange Bowl. Now we take a look at our 2020 college football playoff bracket. You see there, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Notre Dame. That is the field. These games are going to be on New Year's Day, Friday, January 1st, with the Rose Bowl game being first, and then the All-State Sugar Bowl being, and then with the All-State Sugar Bowl being the nightcap on New Year's Day. What a great day of football this is going to be, with the two winners facing in the national championship on January 11th. I'm going to go ahead and break these games down by themselves. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first game. The first game that's going to be played, that's number 1 against number 4. Again, Friday, January 1st, New Year's Day, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN is the Rose Bowl game, which is not going to be played in Pasadena. It is, in fact, going to be played in Arlington, Texas, just because they want to have fans be able to attend, and because California is kind of a hot spot for COVID, as it has been for quite some time. But it features the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and the line is maybe about what you expect, but maybe it's not. 19.5 is that line. Alabama the favorite. Notre Dame clearly the underdog here. No one is giving Notre Dame much of a shot, and why would you if you were just thinking about this for a little bit? I mean, Alabama clearly has been the most dominant team in the country all year long. Notre Dame clearly doesn't have a chance, but I think they do. While it might be a small chance, I think Notre Dame's chance lies in the hands of Ian Book. If Ian Book can play the way that he has all season, minus the ACC championship game, Notre Dame fans don't want to talk about that one, but if Ian Book can just play the way that he has all throughout the regular season, Notre Dame is going to have a shot in this game. Alabama looks like the most dominant team in the country. They have 2 Heisman finalists on that team with Mac Jones and Devontae Smith. Both of those guys are crazy, and that connection is going to fuel Alabama. Now, they hope Jalen Waddle can come back for this game, maybe, possibly. I personally don't like the chance. I personally don't like the chances of that happening, and why would you want to? I mean, Alabama's playing fine without him, but again, he still is a big part. I hope he comes back. I just don't see it happening, but they are without a big key starting offensive lineman in this game, who hurt himself at the end of that Florida game and the SEC championship game. So that might have a little hindrance in that Alabama, but I don't think Notre Dame's defense is good enough to get to Mac Jones that much. I feel like they might get to him a couple times. But again, I do think that's where this game comes down to. Ian Book, I think, is going to play lights out. Well, not necessarily lights out, but I think Ian Book is going to play a good game. I think Ian Book's going to play a good game. I think he's going to want to bounce back, but this Alabama defense is too talented. I think Ian Book is going to play as best as he possibly can, but this Alabama team is just too dominant. Major categories go to Alabama. Everything points to Alabama winning this game, and that's what I got. I have the Alabama Crimson Tide beating the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I see this one being closer than 20 points. I really do. I really see this one being closer than 20 points, but I don't see this one being closer than 10 points. I think Alabama's going to take control of this game for the majority, if not all of this game. And Alabama, in my opinion, going to move on and play their way to the national championship game in Miami on January 11th against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Both of these teams have had great seasons. Can't wait to see this game be played out on the field. Now we move into what normally would be considered game of the week anywhere else, but hey, this is game of the bowl season. The Clemson Tigers and the Ohio State Buckeyes, a rematch of last year's playoff semifinal. This one's going to be in the Sugar Bowl on Friday, January 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, again on ESPN. Clemson finds themselves the 7.5-point favorite. The over and under is 66.5. Again, all lines and odds are as of recording this video. I say that at the beginning, but I try to say it at the end as well. a lot of people are not giving Ohio State much of a shot. The majority of people are picking Clemson. Clemson is seen to be easily winning this game. I would watch out. I don't think Clemson's going to easily win this game. And I don't think I would pick Clemson to cover the spread here either, because it's a mystery how good every team is this year for the majority. Because, again, there are no non-conference games to compare. But I can say without these two teams are two of the best teams in college football, and they've shown it. I think Clemson has looked like the best team at times. I think Ohio State has looked like the best team at times. But I also don't think either of these teams have played a full 60 minutes. By that, I mean I don't think either of these teams have played their best. Both of these teams are going to play their best here today. Main storyline in this, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, two Heisman contending quarterbacks. Justin Fields not a finalist this year, had kind of a down year. And, of course, Justin Fields and the Ohio State Buckeyes have a chip on their shoulder after what Justin did last year. Chris Olave was just a miss. He just did not run his route right. Misread by Justin Fields. Interception in the game ends it. Now, as an Ohio State fan, I feel like that the officiating was maybe subpar, to say the least, in that game. But, hey, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to preview the game that's happening this year. Again, it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal game. When you look, Clemson and Ohio State on paper are very similar teams. Around 40 points per game, around 500 yards per game. But where the big advantage comes for Clemson is in that passing game. They pass a lot more than they run, and that's also because Travis Etienne has not really been the running back he has been in previous years. And while you look at Ohio State, Trey Sermon just exploded for 300 yards, and we're going to have to see if that continues to play in this game. But then Clemson also needs to watch out for Master Teague. I think Trey Sermon made people forget about Master Teague, not on purpose, of course, but made people forget about Master Teague with his absolutely stellar performance. And I think Master Teague can come out in this game and say, hey, I'm still here. Of course, Ohio State, hopefully, for college football fans and for Ohio State fans like myself, are going to get Chris Olave back. They should get Chris Olave back, but they also have Garrett Wilson, who can make some plays there as well. Where I do feel like this game is going to come down to is, again, the red zone. That was a big issue for Ohio State last year in this game, was they were kicking field goals when they were in the red zone. You got to get touchdowns if you get into the red zone. And now to come down to my prediction, I got to tell you, I really could see either team winning this game. I really could. I could totally see Clemson beating Ohio State. I could totally see Ohio State beating Clemson. This game for me is a coin flip. It really is. This game is a coin flip. I think according to FPI, it's pretty much a coin flip as well. This is going to be an absolutely phenomenal game, much like the game last year. But the pick I'm going to make is Ohio State. Now, you can type all you want in the comment section down below. You're biased, you picked Ohio State because they're your favorite team. I don't care. You can do that, but that's not the reason I did it. The reason I did it is I'm going back to what I said about 2 weeks ago, as of recording this video. And the fact that when I predicted the college football field, I predicted it would be this, and I predicted that Ohio State would beat Clemson. Now, granted, I said it in the Rose Bowl, but I still am going to stay true to my prediction. However, this is a coin flip for me. I honestly am not going to be surprised if Clemson ends up winning this game. If Clemson ends up winning this game, that's it for Ohio State. And again, you feel like Ohio State maybe deserves the third shot, or maybe you feel like Ohio State shouldn't belong here. Whatever your argument may be, this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal game for both sides. Also, the reason I picked Ohio State is I feel like they have a chip on their shoulder. From what happened last year, from people saying, hey, you only played 6 games, what are you doing up here? And stuff surrounding them like that, especially with Justin Fields, the way that game ended last year. So I feel like Ohio State's going to come out, play a good game. But again, this one is just a coin flip. I'm going to go back to what I said about 2 weeks ago when I predicted this field. I'm going with the Ohio State Buckeyes. All right, that's going to do it for my college football playoff and New Year's 6 predictions. It's going to be an absolutely phenomenal way to kick off the new year with the college football playoff and the New Year's Six games. All of them should be pretty fun as well. Again, these games kick off tomorrow with the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Also consider subscribing if you are brand new to the channel, or you just enjoy my content and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss an upload, and you can join Tailgate Nation. Also leave a comment down below. You can tell me your thoughts on this video or how wrong I'm going to be. I don't care. Give me your predictions down below as well. And also, please share this video with everyone you know. I'm trying to grow the channel as big as possible. It would mean a lot if you could share the video with people who like college football as much as you and me. Remember to play hard, but tailgate harder. But I will see you all you guys in the next video. Goodbye.